Hello and welcome everybody. This is Niraj, the host of the 2023 Breathwork Summit, also the founder of Soma Breath. And today I have one of our top Soma Breath instructors, also a very dear friend of mine, Shai Marie, all the way from the UK right now. How are you doing?
Hello, Niraj. Yeah, it's such a pleasure to be on here with you guys and obviously meeting you on Zoom.
Yes. So everybody who's watching this, turn off all your distractions. We're going to go really deep here. We're going to do some experiential breath work as well. So you really want to really get prepared for that. So first, let's all just together take one breath in through the nose, deep breath. Squeeze all the muscles and let go. So good feelings. That's right. All right. Yes. So welcome, Shaina. I know Shaina is Shaina. She's my Shaina the entertainer. And Shaina's actually like a really like prolific breathwork instructor. That's why I really wanted to interview her for this, because she's somebody who's super active, doing sessions all over the world, every single day, super busy. Also an amazing yoga teacher. I've really seen a transformation through yoga because I've known Shaina for 8-9 years now. It's been a while. We met in Koh Phangan many years ago. And I've just seen Shaina take up like the art of yoga, traditional yoga, and transform herself through that, and then bring in the breath work. And actually the first ever breathwork session I ever did in Koh Phangan with I tell the story of there was a few friends on the beach. Shaina was one of them, and it was super profound for all of us. Actually, it was really amazing, and that spurred me on to then encourage me to go forward with what we've created with Soma Breath. But Shaina went and became one of our top instructors, a master instructor. Was always at our retreats doing sessions with people, and yes, and also amazingly cool and fun person. So just a bit about Shaina then. What she also specializes in is working with the youth. And that's another reason I wanted to bring Shaina on here, is because she really inspires the youth of today, who are kind of lost at the moment and looking for direction and looking for role models, rather than the ones who are taking them down the bad path, the old paradigm. Shaina's carving the way of the new paradigm and really changing like a lot of people's lives in the process. So I really love this angle and aspect of Shaina. So welcome to the interview.
Yes. Wow. Thank you for the interview. And I'm excited to share a little bit about my story. And just leading on from what you were saying about the youths there, obviously we're going to be doing a little snippet of a breath work at the end of this interview. And it is going to be one that I created, which is inspired for the youths as well. And it's all about, inspiring each other and coming into this place of unity. And I find that the breath really does bring us into this place of unity. So also what you were saying about me being a yoga teacher, obviously I started on this path 15 years ago through meditation, through, having dark experiences through life, which I won't go in depth to now. But through meditation, I was able to bring myself out of darkness per se into this place of light through forgiveness, through love, through kindness. And then later on in life, I really thought, oh my gosh, I want to teach everyone to meditate. How am I going to teach people to meditate though? Where I'd come from, as you know, near Staines, West Side, I didn't have any sort of monks or yogic teachers around me. So it was all just very much a journey of self-realization and finding things mainly through YouTube and practicing meditations. So anyway, later on, I ended up having some more turbulent experiences in life, and I ended up in Thailand, where I got to meet you as well. And that's where my yoga journey started. And that's where the door opened for me to be able to teach people to meditate and do yoga and stuff, But going back to what I was really focusing on when I was only 16, 17, when I started to meditate, was the activation of the third eye. And, this release of natural DMT and going into these altered states of consciousness so that we can really, again, come into this place of oneness, of unity, of connection to everyone around us, to universe, to nature. And I know that can sound so cliche and a little bit cheesy to some people, but when you come into that realization, it really is like a wholesome feeling of just feeling trust for, all our experiences in life, no matter how turbulent they may be. So anyway, when I started to do my yoga practices and became a yoga teacher, I was like, oh, this is amazing. I'm finally teaching people about mind and body, but I knew it wasn't like the end goal. Oh my gosh, like the path just continues, as you know. But when I found breath work through you and we'd done it on that balcony, oh my gosh, it just blew my mind, as you know, Niraj. And I'm someone that had, been working in the studies of psychedelic, with understanding and stuff like that, with great respect, never to, just go into the place of escapism, but rather, again, to use it as a tool to understand, again, this connection to nature. When you've done this session with me, my mind was just like, what, instantly taken in 10 minutes. And I was like, what just happened? I just astral projected the whole world. And so many people that have heard interviews of me and you have heard me repeat this story. And I remember it vividly to this day. One of the most insane experiences of my life. And that's why, obviously, I have such a passion to then give this gift to other people through what you've taught me, through, the science of the breath as well. And it gave me so much more foundation and so much more value to my yogic practices and my teachings, because in yoga, they can only cover so much with regards to asanas and anatomy and, pranayams. And they did cover how to do pranayams, but the science is never really covered to a deep extent. Unless, of course, you're living in communities of monks for many years, which unfortunately I'm not, or modern day monks, maybe. So yeah, when I done the Soma breath course, I was like, wow, this has just opened up so much more for me now, because my original, interest with wanting to activate the third eye and finding that through your breath work 10 years later, after my meditations, my yoga practices, and then giving me so much more understanding of what the breath is doing on a scientific level, how it's affecting your nervous system, how it's sending energy into both hemispheres of the brain for equal cognitive function. So it can literally alter your complete lifestyle in as little as a week. And I've seen people change their lives in just one session. And even with yoga, so it's like I now understand through the breath how we flow through the poses a little bit better. And also the transfer of the oxygen from the blood into the tissues, the muscle that actually needs it during these poses. So it just gave so much more wealth and knowledge. And I also find as well, anyone that does take breath work into their life, no matter what background they're in, they can be a personal trainer. So now they're working with athletes, teaching them how to boost their cardiac strength, how to get more endurance, more stamina out of their performance and stuff like that. That was a lot of confusing words. I don't know if I said that right, but you know what I mean. And then people working in corporate, so stress relief, getting rid of anxiety. Then I'm working with my youths. So working with my youths, which again is all about strengthening mind body connection, honoring your truth within and actually loving yourself, not being completely disturbed by this imagery that is like constantly plastered in our youth of today, which creates such mental disturbance. That's why we're seeing our youths on so many tablets, so many antidepressants now. So breathwork is a key that has opened up doors for me to be able to work with, everyone, because do you know what? Everyone breathes. So the irony of that is you can work with anyone that breathes, right? It really is magical. It's amazing.
I love it. So just to support what you're saying, so the scientists, the neuroscientists who have been studying Soma and breath from previously Jeff Tarrant and now Cambridge University, they were saying that it's the mystical experiences, these experiences that are like spiritual in nature, is the ones that leave people with something that never goes away. It's like they're never the same person again at the end of it, right? And these are the most transformative experiences. So you've been actually really specializing in this area. So can you tell me a bit about how you work with creating like ceremonies, mystical experiences for people, using the breath, using all your different techniques with music and everything?
Yeah, sure. So I work in quite a few different avenues. So obviously I've got my yoga and my meditation path. Then also I'm working on a bit of a shamanic path as well. So that's going down the field of, some plant medicines in controlled environments. Again, with the utmost respect, with shamans present, very highly trained and long experienced shamans present. And again, incorporating the breath with anything like this can take someone through 20 years of trauma, in just 1 hour to one night. I've also found that using breath work during my Reiki sessions, as you know, I just finished a retreat working with cancer patients, all healing naturally through using THC, again, medical, very high grade THC with high professionals. And also, again, I was using Reiki and breath work. And some of the patients I were working with, and these people are not spiritual, okay? It's not like they've ever had anything to do with even, cannabis. THC is like, whoa, what are we doing here? So they're totally new to all of this. And to watch a healing process, incredible. And this lady who said that I was doing Reiki with the breath work with her, she could literally feel like pops in her liver, and that's where she had the cancer. She also said that she could see an angel over her body healing, and she was so like, that was really weird. She was really sort of thrown, because she's never had an experience like that. And that was just a 20-minute breathwork session with a little bit of energy work. Again, working with youths, like really helping them through their anger, their rage. And it's not always doom and gloom, of course. I mean, I'm doing pregnancy breathing with a woman with her husband. It's absolutely brilliant, sort of. It's great. I'm training them up for their Labor Day. And also working with disabled people. So, it's really extremely vast. Is there anyone you want me to hone in on?
Well, like right now, because it's, as what you mentioned before, is there's a lot of different types of ceremonies happening, like psychedelic ones, breathwork ones, and they're not always done by like people who are fully qualified to do it or experience. So I know you've seen some stuff in your time. Like, can you speak on that? On the how do you trust, or what do you look out for if you're gonna go and explore something like this?
Yeah, sure. So I've had some pretty, I've had a disturbing experience recently, and just to be extremely careful for some people who are posing as light workers, and really they're doing it for either fame, ego, money, or power, so it's really about looking out for the genuine people, which I know can be difficult sometimes, especially if this is a path you were just starting on, and you've got these people around you with these shiny packages, and normally the ones that have the money, they create the nice shiny package, and they're the ones that you're drawn to, but it's not always the most genuine. So some of these places can be very dangerous because you are opening yourself up energetically. So I do think, it's very, very important that you go to the correct shaman energy healer through, I don't know, one of your most trusted friends that's been on a spiritual path for 10 years or more, because there's a lot of new age people out at the moment. And I think I don't want to just completely discredit that, but I think a lot of it has been manipulated, as we know, by the media. It's still nice that people are finding their pathway to it, but there's a lot of confusion, and there's a lot of people that are using that at the minute to sort of, generate wealth, power, and a bit of an image throughout the new age society. So just be very careful for the tricksters, because I have seen some people that, are not doing this really for the consciousness of humanity, but rather for material gain and wealth. And when you're working with that energy and that vibration, if you want to go into that, because obviously I'm an energy worker, it's just not an energy or vibration you want to work with, and it is dangerous. And the thing that annoys me about this is people going on their path and into these places to heal, and they don't really see the intention of what this person might be doing. And again, with these people, these tricksters, I'm holding back a lot here, but with them doing this, it's going to completely discredit the whole positive movement of what plant medicine can really do for you in a controlled environment with the people that really want to serve your heart and your consciousness. So please respect, be careful. Don't want to go into too much details, but there's some horrible stuff going on out there, guys. Be careful.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. And as it's becoming more popular, it's inevitable. But you just need one bad story to ruin it for everybody. Like I remember that time in Copenhagen where these people were doing this orgasmic like tantra in, you know, tantric breathing practices, and somebody filmed it because it was next door to them. They were making loads of noise, and it got leaked to the Copenhagen or the Thai press, right? And it went totally viral, and then it forced that whole yoga center to shut down. I don't know if you remember Tien. It was his place.
Oh,
Really,
yes.
yeah, a few years ago. Yeah, that was quite disturbing. So, you know, people are going to be looking out to shut this down, the opportunity they can get. And so that's why, you know, the more careful we can be, the better, I think, for everybody. So I would love to know as well how you're using like these techniques, Soma breath, and all the things you're doing with the youth of today. I know you've been partnering up with an amazing MC, music producer who is, you know, a cool guy. Has been here as well to visit. You know, be fair, dramatic. Can you tell us a bit more about this and your mission for tapping into the youth?
Yes, so as a lot of you can probably tell, a lot of energy here and a complete passion to, again, you know, help people in their path and connect with that inner truth with all this confusion going on outside. So a lot of my ethos is save the kids, save the future. And one of my very good friends, so Marcus, Mr. Traumatic, a lot of people know him. He's a very good MC. He's got one side of his work, and then he's got another side of it, which is very educational and, you know, very conscious. So he's partnered up with me to create a drum and bass breathwork track because I thought, you know, the youths, going back to myself and going back to what would have saved me when I was in my dark places. It was like if someone came up to me with meditation music and monks, like going, oh, meditate, step into your heart, I would have been like, honestly, really, like, what are you on about? Not a chance, you know? So I was like, okay, so how do we tap into the youths? How do we make this glamorous to the ones that are, you know, in a state of self-destruction, in that, you know, repeated cycle of self-destruct? So I was like, creating drum and bass. We all used to love drum and bass when we were younger. So creating drum and bass breath work so that they can get into it. Because if someone came to me at 15 and said, get high on your own supply to drum and bass, I would have been like, yeah, cool, let's go. So through that, as we know, emotions are shifted and things are lifted. And then we start again to come into this place of love, truth, into that place of inner peace so that we can start to live in harmony with everything around us.
I love that. What was that? The line you just said? When everything shifted.
Oh, I don't know. That was good though. You know, see, I was going into my MC there. When everything shifted, epic. Things become lifted or something.
That's it.
You have to go
something
back.
Like that. I'm going to go back and take that one. That's great.
Well, so I'm not here to compete. I'm just here to be the best I can be.
Yes, you got it. MC Shaina in the house. All right, take us through a much needed breath experience with your music that you produce, which is super cool, because I always wanted to pass on that inspiration to our instructors is make your own music, lead your own journeys, and make it your own. And you've done that. So epic. I'm so looking forward to hearing it.
Yes.
All right. You might have to teach people how to do the technique though first.
Sure. All right, guys. And just a little disclaimer on the side here that obviously this is one of the genre that I do and it's directed for the youths and the kids, you know. So if you do have any teenagers or any kids or, you know, try and get them into this. And then the other side is obviously the DMT and the shamanic side and the, you know, the outer body experiences. But we are going to make a tribute to the youths of today on today's session.
Oh, hold on a minute. The golden oldies like me like drum and bass as well, all right?
Well, obviously, I'm technically an oldie now, Niraj.
No, you're not. Okay, let's go.
All right, guys. So if you just want to sit in a nice, comfortable seated position or laying yourselves down, just going to give you brief instruction before we go into the exercise. So we want to place one palm on the heart center, the other palm on the navel, with a nice straight back, shoulders up, back and down. And just soften your eyes as you turn your gaze inwards, start to tune your focus into your inner world. So as you breathe in through the nose, direct the breath down into the belly. Feel the navel hand pressing out. Feel this breath rise up to the heart, the shoulders, and exhale through the mouth. Just continue to follow your breath in circular connected motions. No pauses in between. And you can play around with your air volume, but try to keep it smooth, silent. Just start to deepen your breaths a little bit, imagining a circle of white light. As you breathe in through the navel, this light travels in and up through the spine. Exhaling out, sending out and around the body as it connects back to the root. We're just going to let go of 3 deep sighs together, just letting go of any tension from the shoulders, the face. Just allow yourself to completely be present, surrendering into this moment, letting go of any distraction. Fully in and let go. Fully in and relax. And final in-breath. Imagine that white light traveling all the way up and just resting at the center of the forehead, this bright white light. Hold it for a moment. Final exhale, sigh, relax, release. So just making yourselves comfortable, and I'm going to journey you into the breath work. So follow the counts, and you can place your hands back down to a place that's comfortable. If you're seated, try to make sure that you're supported, laying on something behind you. We're going to breathe in even counts today to create a state of coherence. So we'll be breathing in counts of 2 and in counts of 4. Again, keep your breath slow and rhythmic to the count. Circular, continuous. And between each round, there'll be a part where I get you to completely empty the lungs. Hold. Allow yourself to surrender into this moment to build your resilience, to step into your power and realize that you are stronger than your mind's limitations. You feel that first urge to breathe, relax the shoulders, sink just a little bit deeper. Then when you need to, deep in-breath through the nose, hold it 10 to 15 seconds and return into your normal flow of breath. So we're going to get ready to breathe in beats, everyone. Allow yourself to observe anything that comes up. Don't question, don't judge, don't attach. Become the observer of your inner world, your mind's eye. So as you just start to tune into the frequencies, become aware of the sensations in your body. Become aware of the beat of your heart. In every exhale, just feel yourself letting go of more tension, just melting down into this space of complete presence. Every in-breath drawing this strength, this light, this clarity into your being. All of the answers you need are inside, but we must be willing to listen, In a moment, we'll begin with the rhythmic breathing. If at any point you lose count, just join back in whenever you're ready. If you need to take your in-breath before the cue, that's okay. But push beyond your comfort zone. Just a little bit. In through the nose, out through the mouth, or in and out through the nose. But keep your in-breaths always. Give yourself permission to surrender. And get ready now. Start to feel a deeper connection to your breath. Slow your exhales down as much as you need to. In. Start to observe any changes coming into the body during more relaxation in this state of euphoria. We're nearly there for the first round. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Feeling expansion. Out, 2, 3. Transformation. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3. Getting ready to come into our first breath hold. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. And fully into the belly. And exhale. Empty and release. Allow yourself to just melt down. Tune into the frequencies. and surrender with complete trust in this moment. Relax your shoulders, your whole body. The first urge you feel, you can go further. Trust. You really feel. Just relax the shoulders. If you really need, take a just see what comes up in this moment. Messages from your higher self. You are powerful than your mind's limits. Step into this power. And if you haven't already, you can take a deep in-breath through the nose now, fully in. Hold. Feel this surge of energy, of love, of light, traveling all the way up to the center of the midbrain. Activation of your higher senses. Full body euphoria. Let it go.
Why keep you hiding where the sun is dark?
Now just allow your breath to dance with the music. Don't think. Just feel. You are the alchemist, the creator. Trust these sensations. Keep drawing more of these sensations into the body. Complete lift. Now fully in and exhale, let go. Allow yourself to just completely surrender. These feelings of subtle energy, divine vibrations. Trust. The longer we hold, the more we heal. Journey deeper. Go beyond your comfort zone. You are more powerful than your limits. Relax the shoulders. If you need, we're nearly there. You can take an inhale through the nostrils now, fully in. Hold. Squeeze the muscle at the base of the spine. Feel this energy surging up. And exhale, let go of a sigh. Speeding it up a little bit for this final round. Feel the energy building up in the system, energizing yourselves. Keeping your breath slow and rhythmic, keep feeling the surge of energy building up. You can start to let go of some sighs of release, let go of a turn. Deeper relaxation of every exhale, building energy with the in-breath. And getting ready to surrender into your final hold. And fully into the nose. Hold. And exhale, let go. Empty into a place of complete surrender. Allow yourself to experience this bliss as you tune deeper into your inner world. Complete euphoria. A state of bliss as you let go. Keep sinking. Go beyond your comfort. Break the boundaries, the limitations. When you've really gone beyond your comfort zone, take a quick in and out and sink just a little bit deeper. And we can take an inhale through the nose now, really in, holding it, rebalancing the O2 in the system. Squeeze the muscle at the base of the spine. And just visualize yourself filled up with this bright, purifying light. Feeling yourself powerful, healthy, happy. And let go of a long sigh. Shake out the shoulders. And just giving yourself a moment or two just of conscious awareness to make a note of anything that may have come up for you during this moment of journeying into yourself. Taking a step into your subconscious mind. Working with the energy bodies. Activating a state of rest and digest as well as coherence, cellular healing. Observe how you feel in this moment. And any thoughts or any feelings, visions or colors, emotions that might have come up for you, they come from within. And whenever you feel ready to, just bringing yourself back into the body by wiggling your toes and your fingers. Just moving your head very lightly from side to side. And just reconnecting with the noises, anything that's going on around you, bringing you back into this space. We'll finish by taking the left palm to the heart center and the right palm to the belly. And when I instruct, in through the nose, out through the mouth, fully and deeply together. Emptying down and fully in through the nose. And exhale, let go. As you empty, bring the palms to heart center. And bow the head as we bow to the divine within, connecting mind, body, breath as one. And thank you very much for sharing that session, that quick little snippet of a session there. Niraj, how are you feeling?
Amazing. I mean, I do this a lot, so but every time it gets me, every time. So thank you so much for that. Beautiful. Yes, and great choice of music as well. The music is such a big core part of these experiences, so you know, it's amazing.
It is, and if we can bring everyone back to the center point through music, which you're doing, that's like, you know, it's incredible.
And like, so some people probably doing this for the first time might struggle with the breath hold part. Do you want to just explain about what to do there? And
Yes.
why we do the breath hold? What's the point? Why are we holding our breath?
Sure. So obviously the science is so vast, guys, and honestly, I could spend hours talking it because it is so interesting. But the point of the breath hold phases is so we're creating something called intermittent hypoxia. So put very simply, when we breathe in, obviously we transfer the oxygen through the lungs into the bloodstream. The bloodstream then carries that oxygen around the body with something. Think of it as a vehicle called hemoglobin, and that's a little vehicle that travels this oxygen around the body. Now, if we don't ever match the level of O2 with CO2, we don't ever work the push and pull effects of oxygen and CO2, we're never really making use of the oxygen that is in the bloodstream. So what happens when we hold our lungs empty, when we go into that breath hold phase? This state of intermittent hypoxia, pretty much we're raising the level of CO2. But the body is so intelligent. So when we raise the level of CO2, the body then gets a signal that is able to release the oxygen from the vehicles in the bloodstream into the places that actually need it, i.e., the tissues, the cells, the muscles, the parts of the body that actually need the oxygen that are deprived most of the time. Many of us are living in a state of oxidative stress. We've got too much oxygen in the body, which leads to rusting of the tissues, the cells, the DNA. So by, again, coming into those breath hold phases, and I always say this to my students, don't get confused and think you can just walk around holding your lungs empty, because obviously that can be damaging. But when done in controlled breath work exercises with music from Soma, which obviously activates parts of your brain, then you're able to make more transfer of oxygen into the places in the body that need it. So incredibly healing. And the longer we hold, the more we heal. 2-minute mark, we start to circulate stem cells. So we want to be able to really get that mark up as high as we can. And many of the population, especially over here in the UK, so many of my students are on an average of about 10 seconds. And that's the same for a lot of people, which does show very poor cardiac health. So we really want to get that number up. And with breath work, we can watch that transform in as little as 1 to 2 months. So yeah, I hope I've covered that right there for you, Niraj. That was as quick as I can explain it with as much detail. But yeah, it's super fascinating. Trust the breath hold.
Yeah. So the key part is the intermittent hypoxia, which is actually you're lowering the oxygen for a small period of time, short period, and that's what creates the adaptive change. You become more efficient using oxygen. But what I was trying to get at was the longer you do it, the more you get into those DMT altered states. Yeah.
Yes.
So the longer you can hold it. Yeah, the longer you can get into the breath hold, like when you get to around 90 seconds, as you were saying, you wake up all these healing things like stem cells, nitric oxide, but also is when this endogenous DMT is released and we get into this oneness and connection, because DMT is brought in to stabilize the red blood cell and just cells in general when they're low of oxygen. That's the theory behind it. No one's been able to completely 100% prove it, but that's the proposed mechanism of getting into these altered states.
I mean, I can vouch for it for sure. That's why breathwork's so incredible, going into complete astral projection and having the clearest visions and just, the most profound experiences. And again, people that have never even heard about the pineal gland or the third eye, because it's not something that's taught to us, of course. So a lot of people just instantly disregard it as woo-woo, but it is obviously a gland in the brain. So I love it because it's actually a way of reintroducing people back to spirit and energy involuntary. You speak about the science, they do the breath work and they're like, whoa, I saw an eye, I saw a kaleidoscope, what's that? Well, you just released your own natural state of DMT. And they're like, well, what's that? Like, you are energy, you are pure light. You are so powerful. We are so powerful. And it's about remembering that, the breath, the life giver, the main driver of the vehicle we inhabit. As I say in every session I go to, it literally is the bridge between life and death. we don't use it consciously. So when we do, thanks to, you know, Soma, which I found to be by far the most powerful breathwork exercise I've ever used in all my 15 years of training. So yeah, thank you, because obviously as well, guys, I was trying to activate my third eye for about 5 years when I was 17 years old. And I'd done one session with Niraj, and it was like, I was like, you're joking me. 5 years of meditation and just 20 minutes of breath work. Paul, insane.
Yeah, it's true. And it's all there. And also the final bit where we're pulling up and holding the breath in, that for sure sends the cerebral spinal fluid up to activate the pineal gland. That's why we do the bandha lock at the end, where Shaina was instructing us to breathe in and pull up and contract. That sends the final spark up to the pineal gland. Yeah. That's when you see all the lights and colors and
Yes.
Amazing. Cool. Well, Shaina, so thank you so much for being on here. And is there any last words, and how do we find out more about you? Where should they go? People go if they want to learn with you, train with you, do a retreat of yours, or go to one of your classes in the UK?
Yeah, sure. So I'm doing like retreats and events all over the UK and Europe. You guys can find me. Instagram's my most used platform at the moment, which is Shaina _Marie, MAREE, and first name SHAINA. My business name is Namashai Wellness, so NAMASHAI Wellness on Google if you want to find me through there, guys. But yeah, obviously you can find me through the Soma page as well. So thank you so much for jumping on, everyone, and obviously please keep spreading this good message of reconnecting with the truth within, because I feel like it's really an important time in our history to really connect back with the heart and being there for one another, you know. So keep doing the good work, everyone. And Niraj, keep shining across the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your service to humanity, Shaina.
And you.
All right. Much love, everybody, and peace.
Peace.